Good morning, everybody. This is Elio Piedra in another morning coffee. Yes, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of the morning coffee community. I am super excited to be here with a good friend of mine, an amazing business lawyer. Yes, today, this morning, we're going to be talking about not only lawyers and everything related to it, we also are going to be talking about the 8th Judicial Circuit Bar Association. This and more is coming right now after the intro. Here we go. Get up, baby, this morning. This is Elio Piedra. Another morning means another coffee because this is morning coffee with Elio. This is going to be a great day. We have a fantastic guest. Welcome back to Morning Coffee with Elio, ladies and gentlemen. Help me to welcome to Morning Coffee with Elio for the first time my good friend, an amazing business lawyer, and the president of the 8th Judicial Circuit Bar Association, Philip Kabler. How you doing, Philip, this morning?
I'm good, Elio. Good morning. I hope you've had your coffee or you're having it because I've had mine.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I can't live without coffee. Coffee is it brings my spirit and my energy level up all the time.
Well, I moved to Gainesville from Miami, so coffee speaks for itself.
That is awesome. That is awesome. All right, Philip. So I am very excited to have you here this morning, and
Thank you.
I have some good questions for you. I want to learn more about the 8th Judicial Circuit Bar Association that you are now the president. So uh, talk to me about the 8th Judicial Circuit Bar Association. What is this organization about?
So, we are an association, basically a club in a way, of the lawyers, the bar, the judges, the bench, folks from the University of Florida, the law school, as you would imagine, and law students and elected officials who are either lawyers or mostly who are lawyers or judges. And we are from 6 counties in North Florida. So our members come from Alachua, Baker, Bradford, Gilchrist, Levy, and Union. So it's a pretty big group for this part of the state. And what's really nice about it is the members are very collegial, very professional. People get along. Not that in cases, for example, when they go to court, that they're not necessarily, sometimes they're opposed to each other, but we're all collegial. We all get along, particularly in this organization. And we make sure we have a history of that. The bar, the lawyers for North Florida, for this circuit, have a reputation for being easy to get along with, for being collegial, for working well with ourselves, with the judges, with the community at large. We've worked on that for five ever, as the kids say.
That is awesome. And what can people, let's say if I am a lawyer and I want to become part of the bar association, what do I need to do?
Well, you join, but you can find out about us through our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page, 8th Judicial Circuit Bar Association. We have a website, 8jcba.org, the number 8jcba.org. So you can go there. That's the place to start. and you can find out how to contact us. And actually on the website, you join right there.
That is awesome. So
It's easy.
you have how many counties again, just so people understand, like 6, 8 counties?
6 counties, 6 counties, and about 400 plus lawyers who are members. There are more lawyers than that in this part of the state, but right now there are about 400 plus lawyers in our organization.
That is fantastic. You personally are a business, real estate, and banking lawyer. So what is your office? And where do you do your business?
Sure. As you said, I'm a business, real estate, and banking lawyer. I also do a little horse law for fun too. Yep. Even doing law, not for horses, but for their owners and the barns. But I'm a most largely business, real estate, and banking lawyer. And I work in the Gainesville office of Bogan, Munns and Munns. That's where I work. So I work oftentimes with people like you. You're an entrepreneur. You're a small business. So folks like you have ideas. We help them form their business entities, limited liability companies, corporations, partnerships, whatever is appropriate for you. Help you with your contracts, help you if you have employees, help you if you are leasing property, if you own property, you're investing in real property, you're borrowing money from a bank, you are a bank and you're lending it. Those are the sorts of things to do. So if Elio walked in the door and said, I want to form a company for myself, those are the kinds of things that we would be able to do at my firm.
I am very glad that you mentioned that, because I was just about to ask you. Right now, in this pandemic situation, entrepreneurs, small business owners, especially the small business community, it is having a hard time with I would say with contracts and with clients, because some clients, they are more flexible than others. But let's say in my situation, in somebody like me, an entertainer who has like a small business, and you don't have that client that is as flexible as you wish, right? How somebody like you can help entrepreneurs, small businesses like
Sure.
like me?
Well, let's start on the positive side. Firstly, we can work with folks like you and your accountants. You can see from the news that the Small Business Administration has a variety of loans that are available. So we could help you with doing the work that mostly the entrepreneurs do themselves to get those loans. Some are forgivable, meaning you don't, if you comply properly, you don't have to repay them back, and some you do. And the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity also has a loan program. That's the good side. The not so good side is if you're having problems with getting payments or getting people to move forward, we can try to help you work with your own clients so that business moves forward. And then even looking further down the line, we can try to help you position from what everybody learns from an unplanned pandemic like this, so you can position your business even better for the future. So you come out, you learn things, and you grow when this comes out of it. That's the kind of things that we can do. Of course, if things really don't work out well, my firm, Bogan, Munns and Munns, we have trial lawyers called litigators who can help if you need it. I'm a transactional lawyer.
That is awesome. So why are lawyers community builders? Because I want to expand a little more on this.
So let's take a picture. If we were take a look at the Supreme Court building in Washington, D.C. At the top, there's a facade. I've been there. I've been in it. And on top of that facade, it says equal justice under law. So we start with that. So lawyers, we are resources for the community, and we can help people with getting and pursuing justice as it applies to them, as it applies to groups, as it applies to the community. So in the end, what lawyers are, think about it this way. People don't often think about us this way. They think of us as tough trial lawyers. There are, again, trial lawyers. There are transactional lawyers. Again, folks like me, sometimes transactional, but I work with trial lawyers. I like to think of us as peacemakers in a way. We try to help, we try to be the grease that helps society keep moving forward, not metal shavings that stop it up. And I like to think as well that we are value added participants in all areas of, well, in our case, our 6 counties and in the communities there, business community, the neighborhoods, the general communities, the not-for-profits, all those different areas. So that's what I like to think of us as community builders. We are resources. And one thing that folks don't necessarily know about lawyers is we do a lot of free work for people who can't afford lawyers, for organizations. That's called pro bono. And our bosses, as it were, the Florida Supreme Court, has us do that. They want us to do this kind of pro bono work. It is a privilege to have a law license. And when it comes with a privilege, you've got to give back. So that's what we do. And actually, we have that in our working motto for the 8th Judicial Circuit Bar Association, is that we like to say that we give, gather, and grow. And the first one of those is give, which is back to the community.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so now that you are the president of this amazing organization, so what are you focused during this next year? What are the plans?
So my focus is bringing to the community at large, not just the lawyers, but to the community at large, just what I told you, the good that lawyers do, the good that lawyers do to public, to individuals, to families, to businesses, to governments, to associations, to other associations like chambers of commerce, but also reminding the lawyers about the good that they do. I mean, lawyers can get some battle fatigue by having a reputation that isn't always deserved. So we need to remind them, we need to build up our own lawyers as well and remind them all the great things they do. We focus on ethics. We focus on professionalism. We focus on civility. And then also, I want to build good relationships in all our 6 counties. So I had been hoping this month, which is, of course, June, and each of the 12 months of my term to go visit each of the counties at least once. I'd wanted to twice. That may get disrupted because of the social distancing and all that. So as soon as the situation loosens up, I'm going to start going to visit the counties to show them the love, let them know, the lawyers, that we all love each other, that we love them, that our association is there to help them and support them. Let the communities know as well. And then another focus that I have, it's 2 parts to it, and they go hand in hand, okay? One is our constitutions, and I put that plural because we have the United States Constitution that everybody knows about, but there's also a Florida Constitution that is the centerpiece of our state. So I know it sounds kind of funny, doesn't it? That a business lawyer, real estate lawyer, said, oh, well, I want to focus on the Constitution, but I have a side gig like many people do. And that's it. I'm a professor at the University of Florida in the business school. So I spend a fair amount of time thinking when I'm wearing that hat about issues like the Constitution. And it's good for our children, our youth, adults and families to know that the Constitution is there and what they are for, the federal and the Florida one. And then I said, hand in hand, this is a general election year. Voting is a right. It's also a responsibility for our eligible voters to get out there and do it. The Constitution is right there. This is how we get our say into what happens under the 2 constitutions, by actually voting. So I want to spend some time as well as a focus area on reminding people of that.
You know, that is awesome that you mentioned that, and I would like to expand a little more in the Florida Constitution because I guess a lot of people they don't know that Florida has its own constitution. So why do you think it's important that people understand and know and learn more about our Florida Constitution?
Well, firstly, oftentimes under our system, we're asked to vote on amendments to the state's constitution. And people don't know the difference between the Constitution and the general laws that our legislators deal with every year in the legislative session. Typically, constitutional changes, the constitutional elements, are larger issues that we don't need to have revisited all the time. State constitutions like ours, though, do have small issues, like we had the net fishing ban, we had other elements like that. But in the case of Florida, while the federal constitution outlines the rights and in certain cases responsibilities and limits of government and citizens, the Florida is very specific as to what happens inside our state, inside our 67 counties, the rights, responsibilities, obligations, and limits. And so people need to know that because we live inside Florida.
That is awesome. I really hope that you guys are taking notes. And if you have any questions, make sure that you leave your comments and your questions below. And we're going to find you and meet you down there at the comments. And we're going to get back to you. I am sure that, Phil will find some time to get back to you and answer your question. For now, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back after 1 minute to keep learning and growing, with the Judicial Circuit Bar Association. Here we go. This is Morning Coffee with Elio. This is going to be a great day. We have a fantastic guest right now. So we are coming back after this break. And just like that, we are back with our friend Philip, the president of the Judicial Circuit Bar Association. And yes, we want to learn more, and we want to keep understanding what is this amazing organization about. And we want to keep learning about lawyers because Phil, one thing, and I want to ask you this: what is the most misunderstanding thing that people used to have? Used to think about lawyers. There is one thing, mention one thing that people used to misunderstand about lawyers.
Well, I personally don't like to give a problem without a solution. So let me go ahead and do both if you'll let me. People are afraid of lawyers because they
Yes.
think of lawyers and they think of courtrooms and they think of jails. Don't have to be afraid of lawyers. We are here to help. I already gave you the example how I think I try to model my practice, that we are the grease in between the wheels that keeps society going. When you and I first started talking today, we talked about things that lawyers can do for just one small business. That's as a business lawyer. But we have people who deal with trusts and estates, so planning for when one passes and what happens after one passes. We have lawyers out in our circuit who deal with family law situations. Sometimes marriages don't necessarily work, and there are or there are not children involved. We have lawyers who try to help smooth that over. We do have criminal lawyers who try to help, believe it or not, try to help the criminals to become rehabilitated so they can go from a life where they had issues and problems to where they are adding in society. And we're very lucky. Our circuit has a variety of specialty courts that, yes, they deal with the criminal elements. You commit a crime and a person's responsible for that. But sometimes they need treatment. Sometimes they need rehabilitation. Sometimes they need the judges, the courts need to help society, to even help the perpetrators to rehabilitate. They need to. So we've got a veterans court. We've got a felony drug treatment court. We have mental health courts. We have specialized juvenile courts. We have family courts. There's a lot of different things. So I answered your question much longer than you said. The thing that people have is they're afraid of lawyers. The lesson I hope comes out of this is people shouldn't be afraid of lawyers.
Yeah, that's right. So now I would like to focus on your firm. Okay, where do you work, and how people can reach out to you?
My firm, again, I'm in the Gainesville office. I'm a partner in the Gainesville office of Bogan Munz and Munz. We have a number of lawyers there. I am a transactional lawyer, but I work with our litigators, our trial lawyers, work with them all the time. So in our office, and we have 12 or 13 offices around the state. Ours is the second largest one of our whole firm, the biggest being in Orlando. But in our office, well, we have me. I've already said what I do. But we have lawyers who do estate planning and probate, trust estate and probate. We have a general litigator, a commercial litigator, who deals with business disputes and deals with real estate matters and banking related matters. And we have a family lawyer who deals with those. Now, oftentimes they're good. They don't have to go to court. They will mediate. They will find resolutions that don't go to court. But when my colleagues have to go to court, they are prepared. So you could walk into our office and we can handle almost everything that someone needs. But for a couple of things that we don't do in our other offices, Bogan Munz has colleagues that we can make referrals to.
That is awesome. So now I want to ask you about your life as a professor at the University of Florida. But before I do that, let me tell you that I really like your background view. I feel that you are bringing the law to the fiesta.
That's right.
You were mentioning you were mentioning that.
Well, it didn't happen accidentally.
Yes.
I kind of position it. Yes, these are 4 of my 9 guitars, and I just want just 2 more to go, maybe.
Wow. So I mean, you play music, right?
When I can. I'm a little busy these days, but yes, when I can.
That is awesome. So talk to me a little bit about your life as a professor at University of Florida.
Well, I've been there a long. I started like many of our students did. I was asked by a friend who needed to take a temporary 1 semester leave at Santa Fe in their business school. And he said, will you cover my course for me once? I said, okay, I'll do that. I'll cover it once. The department chair, it wasn't his course, it was another colleague, pardon me, who was on vacation. The department chair and I hit it off. So he kept asking me to teach that course over and over and over again. Then he added other courses. And then, yes, it's good for what you know, but sometimes it's who you know and you're at the right place. Success comes from being prepared and being ready to act when opportunity presents itself. So I was at something with one of my children. I saw a person who I kind of recognized from television himself, editing a law book. And I walked up and said, who are you? And he said, well, I teach the business law class at the University of Florida Business School. I said, oh, I teach the class at Santa Fe. Eventually, he brought me over to teach that class in the summers, and then they added it over and over again. And then from there, I went to some friends of mine who were professors in the law school, said, you're in the business school. How come you've never taught at the law school? I said, no one ever asked. So we developed a course that I taught at the law school. And then I was asked to go back to the business school to teach some graduate courses. And that's where I am now. I teach a course in the graduate real estate law program, but sometimes I teach the undergraduate business law class as well. I like it. It's a lot of energy. The undergrads, the graduate students have a lot of energy, and that's good. It keeps me on my toes as a practicing lawyer, and it keeps me up to date in the cases, in the techniques and things, and also how to explain it to people.
That is fantastic. Philip, I am about to ask you a tough question. Are you ready?
I hope.
Well, this is a question that I've been wondering in my life about lawyers. How this ever happened to you? So listen, that you need to represent and to defend someone that you believe that is guilt of whatever is the case, but you need to defend that person because he has the right to have a lawyer.
You hit it off right. You hit it right. Everybody under our Constitution has the right to a defense. Now, you're asking a criminal law question, and I know some basics, but I have a colleague that I make those referrals to. So I believe that when he takes a case, he's going to interview, he's going to do investigations and find out. Remember, there's two different elements of a criminal case. Are you liable? Are you guilty? And that has to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt by the state attorney's office. And then if you are, what's the penalty under law? Is it a fine? Is it jail or prison time? Or I hope never even worse. But also same thing with regard to a civil law case, a contract dispute, a family law matter, that sort of thing like that. One is the defendant in the case liable? Have they damaged the plaintiff, the other side? And if they are, to what extent? And so that's what our lawyers will figure out.
So basically, let me, back up really quick to see if I understand. So lawyers they are capable of saying, no, I don't really want this case because I don't feel comfortable, or you must go ahead and defend this person.
Well, that's a tough question. Sometimes, like a doctor, you have to take the patient that is before you, and everybody has a right to a lawyer. You will see on cases on television, some very unpopular defendants, and you scratch your head and you say, why would any lawyer represent that person? If you interview that lawyer, their answer is typically going to be, everybody deserves a defense under our Constitution, and I'll do my best shot with it. So that's that. And
wow,
again,
that is, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, that's, again, one of the benefits of the lawyers in the 8th Judicial Circuit Bar Association. Since we cover the lot, we can do so many different things in terms of practice. But I want to talk, if you let me, for a few minutes about the things we do in the community, both outside and inside. So I mentioned before, our working motto in the 8th Judicial Circuit Bar is give, gather, and grow. And it's been that way for a number of years. So I want to tell you about some of the things we do. Before you said, what's something people don't understand about lawyers? I said, don't be afraid of us. Another thing is people think that we just take. We don't. Lawyers are very active in the communities, all 6 counties, actually all throughout the state and throughout the country. So let me give you an idea of just a few of the things that we do outside, meaning for the communities, inside, to benefit lawyers and train and educate. So every year we have a golf tournament. It's called the Gloria. There was a lawyer in our area, Gloria Fletcher, who passed away. She was very committed to the Guardian Ad Litem program that helps children and some other folks. So it's a very large fundraiser. Every year we also do, to benefit the Head Start program, a holiday project where we collect books and gifts, and then we give them to children in the Head Start program. Now, we have somebody who dresses up as Santa Claus and actually goes there. I'm not going to say who that person who dresses up like Santa Claus is, but he's holding the hat. So we do that every year. It's very popular with the children, and it gives back. Another thing, you see it in the newspapers and television, is we've got all these judges. Every year we run a judicial poll to ask the communities, to assess the judges. It's not like they are appointed or elected, but this is just sort of a report card. And so we do that. Another thing that we do, and by the way, everything I've said so far, well, the golf tournament people register and pay because it's a fundraiser. But the other things I'm talking about, we don't charge for these. Another one is Ask a Lawyer. Remember I told you we do pro bono work, free, no charge work? So Ask a Lawyer is a group of us will go to a variety of locations, veteran centers, the homeless areas, Grace Marketplace, other places like that. And we will just sit down with folks as they have issues, they have concerns. We just set out a table, they come up, they ask us questions. We do the best we can. If we can't help them, we get them to lawyers who can help them. Also, we just do, lawyers, pro bono work. The Three Rivers Legal Services organizes pro bono activities for our lawyers, as does Southern Legal Counsel. So our lawyers do a lot of pro bono work. Another thing that's free is the Law in the Library program, where we will go to the libraries around town and do talks, lectures on a variety of things. I do talks usually once a year on small business matters, but we have other people who do it on tax, family and estate matters, criminal matters. They're free to the public lectures. We do those all the time. And then remember, I told you that a big emphasis for me is going to be on constitutions. Well, nationally, we have Law Day. It was May 20th, I think, this year, and it's May 21st next year, but it's always in May. So it's Law Day, and we have Law Week as well. That's the give part, gather. This is more internal to the lawyers and their families. Remember I said we're very collegial, we all get along. That doesn't happen necessarily accidentally. No, this part of the state is a great, friendly, wonderful part of the state. But we also create a variety of opportunities so that lawyers can get together socially and educationally. So every month, pretty much, we have a break this summer. We have a break in December, but we have member lunches with speakers who are all over the lot in terms of some are legal topics, some are not legal topics. We have a wonderful annual event every year. It's been going on in Cedar Key. And so we all get together there, and 100 lawyers or so, however many show up. We also have Spring Fling. Yeah. That's where I met you. Yes. You were the entertainer. You've done it a couple of times at Spring Fling and at our family-friendly socials. This allows us to gather with families. And Elio has been the entertainer for some of those programs as well. So, by the way, our lawyers are small businesses too, all of us. And so we support other small businesses like Elio and like caterers and like others. And then grow. This is all internal to help the lawyers. We do what are called, we call them CLEs, continuing legal education. We have ongoing education requirements where we have to take a certain number of hours on any number of fields, but they are on practice areas, techniques, procedures, changes in the law, case law, and ethics. So we take those and we put them on. We have every year, very well known, a diversity, inclusion, and leadership forum. Well, we talk about issues related to diversity involving the law, inclusion for the bench and the bar. And this year we had quite a preeminent speaker, a person who I'm glad I had met him before through an organization we were both in. So he came because he was really good friends with a number of other people as well. But you've seen him on the news the last couple of weeks. Benjamin Crump. He's the lawyer who represents a lot of families who have had losses that are in the news and quite well known. Well, Benjamin was our speaker. And he was a tremendous speaker. He was just great. We also do, remember I said a focus of mine is on professionalism and ethics, is we have also internally a professionalism seminar every year where we get a well-known speaker, typically from the state of Florida, anywhere in the state, or a panel, and they'll talk about topics of professionalism, ethics, professionalism. And then we have many people have been in many conferences, breakout sessions where people who are trial lawyers will meet, criminal lawyers will meet. I'm involved with the one involving business lawyers. And so we talk about being more and more professional, being more and more civil, with lots of examples. Another element that you think from some of the TV ads is that lawyers and doctors don't get along. But we have a medical legal partnership where we try to work with the doctors, the Medical Association of Doctors, so that we do have a good relationship between doctors and lawyers. We mentor. We have a mentoring program where we will work with UF law students as they're coming out, and also with young lawyers. Actually, one of our members, Magistrate Jody Kaysen, organizes that for us. And then for the trial lawyers, particularly, we have a trial practice series where some of the judges will basically have educate classes with the lawyers and tell them, they'll go over ways to behave, techniques to use in court, that sort of thing. Now, anyways, those are the kinds of things we do to give, gather, and grow. Some of them are out to the communities, and some of them are benefiting the internal legal community. You've heard me say, every which way, community. That's what we are about. The 8th Judicial Circuit Bar Association is a community, and it's part of the communities of these 6 counties.
That is so wonderful. Thank you, Phil, so much for your time this morning, for actually teaching us about this amazing association, this amazing organization that is been making an impact in our community. And now you that are watching, all the different things that these lawyers can do for you and with you as one community. So if people want to reach out, before we go, Phil, if people want to reach out to you to be part of a fundraiser, to support you, of us for your support, what is the best way to reach out to this organization?
Again, we have a Facebook page, easy to find us, 8th Judicial Circuit Bar Association. That's one. And then we have a website, 8jcba.org, 8jcba.org. And that'll give you the contact information for us, how to get in touch with us.
That is amazing. Thank you so much, Phil, once again. And I really hope that we can stay in touch and keep learning more about your organization. And if you actually are commenting or leaving any questions below, I am sure that I am going to get back to you. Phil's going to get back to you. And, and other members probably are watching this. They're probably also going to get back to you. And thank you so much once again for being part of our morning coffee community, especially this morning. And we had the privilege to have Phil with us. And I want to thank you once again for making time and for everything that you guys are doing for the community and everything that you guys are doing to keep contributing to the law school as part of the University of Florida and as part of our wonderful Gainesville community.
Well, thank you for letting me come on and talk a little bit about the 8th Judicial Circuit Bar Association. Appreciated your time.
Awesome. Well, guys, we're going to see you next time in another Morning Coffee with Elliot. Stay tuned, stay blessed, and live full. Thank you, Phil. We're going to see you.
See ya.
Guys, thank you very much for watching Morning Coffee with Elliot. Yes, we're really looking forward to seeing you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Do not forget to like us and follow us on Facebook and become part of the Morning Coffee with Elliot community. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and live full.